Sami at the Rogers Public Library, and today I'm bringing you the adult craft for summer reading, and this is going to be string art starfish. So this is what the end result will look like, but we'll take the paper away. What you will receive is a kit that looks something like this, and a board that on the back will have some fish so you'll know what you're getting, but we're going to work on the flat side. The first thing we do is we're going to set this down, and it'll be flat. Pretend the nails and the paper are not there right now. We're going to give you this lovely trace paper to take and use these cute little scrapbooking adhesive tape. So you're just going to put one on each corner and then put it down onto the board, which you can see here is here and here and here, and this is the fourth one. So you have a couple extra just in case, because they're double-sided sticky. So if you haven't used them, just peel carefully and they will come off your fingers. We're going to give you 50 nails, which are tiny. You can see I don't have big hands, but these are tiny. And you're going to put them, as we look down here, in the middle of each of these circles. There's 46 circles, and just tap them down with your hammer. Just making sure they're in there, and then give them a little wiggle so that it doesn't come loose. We'll set this aside for a minute, and we're going to get to our string. So our instructions that you have say that you need your scissors for cutting string, your small hammer, and whatever hammer you have is fine. It's just start from the middle when you're hammering and work your way out. We had the printed pattern on tracing paper, your wood. The nails I mentioned will come in like a baggie of these because they're tiny and kind of go everywhere. The adhesive squares that I mentioned here, and they peel off. Let me show you. They just peel like this, and then you can stick them, and then this little thing peels off, so it'll stick to your paper. You can have any, if you do this again in the future, you can pick any 4 colors that you want. It really doesn't matter, but I've chosen these 4 colors, and they are DMC brand, and it's listed on your instruction. Here again, you have a full page of instructions that we're walking through today. You have this step-by-step, don't be afraid. We're gonna do, these are all the different nail numbers, so we'll get to those with each of the different colors. And then what I found helpful is to reference one of these 2 pattern pages, either the one with the picture on it, that's typically what I use, or you can use the one without, whatever works for you. This is the one we made the tracing copy off of. So I'm just going to set this aside for reference. And we're going to pretend that we've already got all of our nails hammered in. So the first string that we have on our sheet says this is the background color. The background color is DMC 975, which you can read right there. You can find this at any craft store or discount store, in your area. It doesn't have to be the DMC brand, just there are cross-check tables out there on the internet. If you don't have DMC in your area, then look for the cross table and find your brand and the right number. And again, it really doesn't matter what color you use. I just picked these to kind of go with the beach theme for the oceans of possibility this summer. Okay, so we're going to start with our 15 feet of this brown, which I'm not going to measure it out. You can if you want. It works either way. The first one says start on number, pull this up here for you. It says start on 29 and then go to 1. So the first nail that you have, we need to make a loop. So I just wrap it, just like tying your shoe. Not a big deal. I just get it started because they're so close together, and then I pull it taut and then give it one more round just to hold it. And don't worry about the knot. It's going to hide it, and we're going to trim it off here in a second as soon as I get it tied. Okay, there we go. All right, pull it a good tug. Take your scissors. Don't cut too close because, if you've ever worked with embroidery thread, this will come undone. Just set that aside. Okay. The trick to string art, if you haven't done it, is to keep your thread pulled taut or tight the entire time. And generally I'm right-handed, so I start on the left and pull my way in. Again, doesn't matter what you do, it just makes it look a little different, and there's no right or wrong as long as you go down the numbers. So we're going from 29 to 1, and you wrap it around twice, every time, twice around the nail. And then we're going to 2, and since I know this says it's a background color on the outside, I'm going to start on the outside of the nail here and wrap it twice. I'm pulling tight as I go, and you may want to use your other hand, and then even hold it down will help. You go 1, 2, and then we're going to keep going. 4 is the next one. And this just happens to be in order. Not all string art will be in order. And just keep your thread out of your way and you won't get tangled. So then we're going to 5, 6, and 7. So see, it's a little tricky. Moving your board around helps, and keep moving your string. 5, 6, 7, and then 7, 2 times around, 8, 2 times around, 9. And you can shove them down a little bit if you want. We'll do that so you have more room to get your other thread on. It's 10, 11. This will make a really dark outside. I tried it with the lighter one and it just didn't pop as much. So 12, 2 times, 13. Trying to do this quickly. You don't have to do it as fast. I've made about 5 of these and redone them. So you get the hang of it once you get going. We just keep turning our board as we go down each leg of the starfish and wrap and pull. See, don't worry about that. There's 6 strands in embroidery thread. So you just pull it back out and start again with taut. And then 15. Almost. Once we get around the edge, it will take us a little bit on the inside to make some filler color. 2, 17, and then 18, 2 rounds, 19. Really on these that have the end, you see how I'm holding it down with my finger? That's a pro tip right there. They kept coming off on me and getting tangled in the other nails nearby. So just keep pulling and going, and we'll get there. It's 20 and 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, going to 28, 26, 27, 28, and now I'm going to look, because that's as far as I remember, back at our sheet. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28 to 1, and then to 29. So back over here on 1, I'm pushing it down because it already has thread and we want to be above it. So 1, 2, and then we are going to pull this out. Just if you hold your thread and keep loosely hold on both of these, it will pull out without tangling. Let's see. So I said 1 to 29 to 30. It's down here in the middle. And again, you can refer to your chart. Right now you can see all the numbers, but once we get into the layers, you may want to pull out your blank sheet. Just going to keep turning this. 30 to 29 to 30 to 28 to 2. So we're going to 28. Whoops, that's back over here. Again, I'm going on the outside because I want this to show like it's the dark outside. 28 to 2. This is the part where we're filling in. feels a little loose, like I was telling you. So I'm going to take my hammer and I'm going to just tap it a little. Don't want to go through the wood. Do not go through the wood. So there we go. That's better. And you'll notice the inside numbers of the starfish are red. I've noted that up here. That's just kind of to help you to get your bearings of where you're at. Is the last nail of this color, so we're going to push it down. I'm going to tie it around at least once, and then give yourself a bit of string. And I found it's easier to tie the knot if you just kind of cut it, leave yourself 4 inches or more, whatever you need. Let me turn this so I can get at it. So we've gone around the nail once, so now we're going to hold this taut as best we can while holding this the last thread that we wrapped around. So just tuck it underneath and through. Hope you can see this. And kind of just pull the tail. Now, whoops, I got around a nail. Let's don't do that. We want to pull it tight towards the nail. So just pull it tight. And this may be a little loose, and that's okay. We're going to tie it one more time just to make it a knot, a good knot that holds. So let's see, here we go. Yeah, it's trying to, wants to get those 6 strands separated. So, all right, loosen it up a little, pull it through, and then pull this thread and this one tight. There we go. And then we'll just trim this off close. Remember, not too close, because if you get it too close, then the knot will undo, and then the whole thing will unravel. Maybe not if you get the other colors on. So far, this is what we have. You have the first layer, and so we're going to put the next color layer on. It's going to be the same thing. It's just a different color. You're going to start with tying a knot, then you're going to follow the instructions from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and then tie it off like we did with that one. And you'll do that for each of the next 3 colors. In order to keep the dark on the outline, you want to just kind of bring your brown, just keep it as much inside as possible. In, here's what we have. So we're looking good. We're ready to move on to the 3rd color. right, so here's where we are. We've got the first 3 levels done, and we're gonna put the center in. Get our last color, DMC 745. It's the light yellow. Okay, now we're ready to pull our paper off of it so you can have your finished product. Carefully tug away. If it gets to where you can't get the ones in the middle, if you've got a set of tweezers or something, that might help you to reach it because it's just under the thread. And voila, you have a starfish. Thank you for joining us today at the Rogers Public Library, and I hope you enjoyed your craft. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact us.